Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I want to talk about this upcoming scene that we're going to see in today's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, where Melody confronts Kiki about speaking with a blogger and, her having some sort of issue with Melody, but not taking it back to her. And then I want to play a clip from one of Kiki's Instagram lives from a few months ago, where she speaks on the situation as well. And she talks about her mom's involvement. Now, before we get into these details, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video because it is a free way of supporting the channel. Plus, YouTube will recommend this video to more people who love discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play this clip from the upcoming episode. I have a still visual for you, as you can see, so I'll be playing the audio. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed for criticism. Okay, let's get into it. Here we go.
I'll be honest, I think my biggest thing for me that's going to stick with me is that out of all of these months that passed by, that was 6 months ago. But not one time did you say, girl, shoot, I done got myself in a pickle. Let's sit down and talk. Because I care about our friendship enough where I don't want you to hear this from nobody else, and I'm not going to let nobody hold nothing over my head. Let's talk. I shouldn't have read it on the internet. That apology coming after that, it does not move me. I find it difficult sometimes to be just upfront when it involves confrontation. Girl, you just threw a whole drink of water on your cousin. That's confrontation. No, that's a different relationship. You're talking about confrontation. Is a difference when there's someone who has been nothing but good to you. She's not innocent by far, neither am I. However, I ain't been as shady as her ass. And that's a fact. I'll tell you how I feel. I'll be honest, I think my biggest thing for me that's going to stick with me.
And then I let it reloop. So, Melody told her, she was very clear and direct. That was the comment that I left under this clip on Instagram, that Melody was clear and direct because she said, what she did not like was you did not tell me that, you did not like something that I did or did not do, but instead, the blogger is saying that I did something. And then you didn't even say to me months ago, you know what, I've gotten myself into a pickle, let's talk. Now, Kiki is trying to say that when it comes to someone whom she knows has been good to her, she is not good with confrontation. Now, in my opinion, I don't understand that because Kiki seems very direct as well. We all know that she loves to talk. She's very verbose, very wordy. So I don't think her being able to talk with Melody would have, or even find the words to say, would have been the problem. Now, if she said in this scene, Melody, I was uncomfortable telling you this because I knew that it would make you mad, I think that is more of a reasonable human response to the entire situation. I did not want to make you mad. We've always had a positive friendship. So I did not want to tell you this, girl. But she didn't say that. She told Melody that she struggles with confrontation. And then she added to that, when it is someone who has been good to me. And then Melody is saying, months later, now you are apologizing. And the apology does not move me, because she would have wanted Kiki to nick everything in the bud. Is that the term? Yeah, nip it in the bud. She would have wanted Kiki to nip it in the bud months ago. I agree. Like when the blogger, when he said, will anyone hold Melody accountable? And the millimeters let Melody know that that question was posed. Kiki watched his channel. Like you would have thought she would have said, okay, Melody, let me tell you something. You're not going to like it. I made a mistake. I did vent, and it got back around to the blogger. I vented about being upset with you. Now, if you all are wondering what exactly was she upset about, if you go back to the Houston trip, Kiki said that she was upset at Melody about two things. One was that Melody wanted to make it clear to Tisha that she did not tell Kiki to fly out to Houston for the trip. And the second thing that Kiki was upset at Melody about was that she did not speak up for her with the therapist. Remember the therapist that came out to Houston? There was a scene where they were all sitting outside and she was calling Kiki sis and, saying, trying to tell her about her issues with Tisha and trying to involve her childhood. And Kiki wasn't receiving it. Kiki was hoping that Melody would have chimed in on Kiki's side with the therapist. But I understand Melody as well as the rest of the adults not interjecting because number one, Kiki is an adult. She's highly educated, very verbose. She could speak up for herself, and she was speaking up for herself with the therapist. And it's not like she was like Melody's kid, where Melody would have to advocate for a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I think from their vantage point, from Melody's vantage point, the therapist, from what she could see, was doing her job and Kiki was responding. Even in the clip, I felt like Kiki was handling it as well as she could to remain self-control and not fly off the handle on that lady, on that therapist. But those were the two things that she was mad at Melody about. That Melody made it clear to Tisha that she did not invite Kiki on the Houston trip and that Melody did not speak up for her to the therapist. So now I want to switch gears. I want to play an Instagram live of Kiki's that I have on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to share my screen with you all. Okay, there, you all can see it. So I'm going to mute my mic so that there is no echo. And then we're going to listen to the first few minutes of Kiki's Instagram live. I'm going to mute myself right now. Please hit the like button. Thank you.
My own family, because I understood what type of position she was in, because I had been in that type of position before with my own family. So because of that, I was rooting so hard for her. So that's one of the things that kind of hurt me the most, to have a turnaround moment and feel like she wasn't in my corner. That really did hurt me. It really did. And I didn't know at that moment, in that moment, I didn't know if it was because she was making up with them, that she felt like she had to back off of defending me. I didn't know what it was at that moment. I was confused. But most definitely hurt by it. Why didn't you tell her there and then? It just wasn't, it wasn't the time. I couldn't. I was too upset. I was too in my feelings, and I wanted to wait. Okay. Until I could calm down and see things rationally. Because a lot of times, especially, I know that about myself, when I'm in my feelings, a lot of times I don't see things rationally. And so I wanted to wait until I had a clearer head to move forward with that conversation. Unfortunately, that moment was taken from me. And it was taken from me, by the person who took this situation and blew it up and made it something that it really was not at all. Like, it was not anything like what this person tried to make it. Even if you listen to the phone conversation is after I had spoken to Melody, and this is after I find out what's going on, because I didn't even know what was going on. I had talked to my mom. I was frustrated. So that night I went straight to sleep. I wake up the next morning and, I'm trying to get out of there. I'm, getting ready to leave. And, Mel was calling. She did call a few times because I was in the shower. I was trying to get ready to go. So I didn't pick up right away. But when she kept calling, it was just like, okay, something got to be wrong. So I answered, and I told her, I was like, I'm in the shower. I'll call you right back. And she was like, make sure you call me right back. And I was like, okay. So when I got out of the shower, I did call back, and she was like, what's this, going on with this boy? He said this and this and blah. And I'm like, huh? I hadn't
talk to him. I didn't know what was going on. So after I talked to her, I called my mom, and my mom was like, Keisha, I'm so sorry. I did talk to Anthony, and I was just like, oh my God, mama. At that point, I was just like, damage control. Cause then I had to go and watch what he said, and we that's when y'all hear the conversation take place, in that moment, I'm really frustrated. And so I don't say a whole lot because I'm thinking and trying to figure out. I'm pissed, number one, because this was nobody's place to go and say anything about anything. That's a moment that was taken from me. I was going to have that conversation with my friend when I got ready. The only thing I did was vent it to my mom about what happened. And again, unfortunately, my mom talked to somebody she felt like she could trust. Because just like he did Melody, he would always hit us up and say, hey, if Kiki need this or if she need that, I got this or I got that. And that's what it was. He always act like he was looking out. He always hit me up and said, hey, how you doing? Everything okay? I wouldn't go so far as to say that we were like friends like that. And then he put out about the $100. Now I did ask him for $100.
Okay, so you all hear her there talking about, she was then starting to talk about the $100 that she did get from him. So I figured I would pause it there, but just sticking to the topic. So in this Instagram live from about 4 months ago, she said that she did not tell Melody about how she was upset over those two things in relation to the Houston trip because she wanted to have some time before she talked with her about it. She said that she vented to her mother, and her mother told the blogger about the things that Kiki was upset about. And then, the blogger naturally reported it, on his platform. So here she's saying that her mother was the one who told the information. And she said, Kiki said that she wanted time to think about what happened before she talked to Melody about it. What we're going to see in tonight's episode in that clip was that she tells Melody that she is not good with confrontation. I think that she is, just like Melody said, you threw a whole drink on your cousin last year. I think that she can be confrontational when need be. I think that she was uncomfortable having to be direct with Melody because she considers Melody a great friend, and she just didn't want to have that negative conversation. But she used different words altogether. She said she didn't like confrontation. So we'll have to see. I don't know if Kiki will go live on Instagram after the episode to expound upon it, but I wanted to play that clip from that Instagram live from 4 months ago just to give you all a compare and contrast. So let me know, what do you all think about this upcoming episode? Do you have any anxieties? Are you excited? Are you already upset? What do you think about Kiki and Melody's conversation? Do you think that this friendship is salvageable? Please meet me in the comments. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button on this video because it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I just made myself a yogurt parfait. Like, I buy the loose granola. I buy blueberries and raspberries and like the silk vanilla yogurt. So I do my own yogurt parfaits. I think I might grab a bagel. We'll see. But I hope that you all have a fantastic Saturday. You may hear from me later on, but definitely enjoy the weekend. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.